Hello friends, here with the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm playing Empires of the Middle Ages. And that will be the case for quite a while. So, we're in the year, let me see, 781. And Charlemagne has some unrest here in the Champagne area, Ile-de-France, Friesland. So he's got to deal with that. The Byzantines here in Adrianople a little bit. So that's something we got to handle. Then Charlemagne is still here on his campaign against Lombardy, trying to capture that. He already has a claim there, planning then to move further down to Italy. After that, maybe Bavaria, because it already has the same language, so it's going to be easy to rule. And then there are also some rich areas here in Britain. We'll see about that. But that will take a while, I guess. And yeah, the other guy is here in South Italy. He might even consider doing some fortifications here in Sicily. Problem is, he's a pretty bad administrator. So maybe that's not the right time to do that. Okay, but first let's check for raiders. They could appear now if I roll a 1, and that's not the case. Then we come to the magnet phase, if I'm not mistaken here, exactly. So we also got to roll a 1 or 2, and that is the case. So we will see a magnet. Let's go to the table here. Okay, so that was a 2, right? So it's this matrix here. First die is a 5, and then we see a 4. So that is in Volhynia. Okay, that's here. So this guy right at the moment doesn't really interfere too much. But we'll see. I'm gonna handle him first. He's gonna go in this direction here, Poland, and then continue towards Hungary, probably, then probably Bohemia. These are his next areas, and then yeah, he's coming close to the Frankish Empire, but we'll see about that in a while. So I'm gonna handle him first now. So that's not going to be so easy here, because these are all pagan provinces and they all count as different regions. So it's not one common pagan, right? So that means even if it's the same culture or language group here, he starts from here, that's a -1. So his base value is 5, 4, and he's got to subtract that, so it's a 3. And then because it's a different religion, it's only a 1. He's got to subtract 2 more there. So he ends up with only a value of 1. That's going to be very, very hard for him to attack there and to get that. But we'll see. So that wasn't successful. So that means his base drops actually to 0. And now from that follows, he's not going to try another attack now, because if you have a value of 0, you can't attack. So what he's going to do now is he's going to pillage Poland, which, if it's successful, will reduce the social state here, and that again will give him better odds in conquering it. So let's go to the pillage modifiers here. So we have the combat stature and the social state of the base area and the population of the target area. So we gotta add all that up. That's a 5 minus, and oh wait a minute, shit. This is not a 0, that should be -2 actually. And it kind of sucks to find these markers all the time here. Oh, come on. Oh, fuck. Why isn't there a -2 marker anywhere? Well, I'm gonna take 2 of them then. Okay. So there we go. And now he's gonna pillage here. So that means he's got a 5. And wait a minute. Yes, social state of the base area brings him to 3. And then he can add the population of the target area over here. That is a 0. So he's at 3 at the moment. And the social state is the fortification here and the target area and defending leader's combat stat here. That's not the case. But we have a language modifier, which is the same language, and a religion modifier. Okay, so let's see. There we go, religion modifier in pillage. If it's a different religion, that's different than in conquest, as you can see here. Then the religion modifier is a 0. So basically a different religion gives you an advantage here, but the same language is a disadvantage. So that evens out. Okay, now let's see, social state of target area, that's a 1. Is that so? Yeah. Language modifier is a 3. No religion modifier here. So I think he's also at 0 here. I'm not even sure if that is possible. Let me check that. Okay, so actually before he does a pillage action, he will do another, he will try another conquest action. You can do endeavors even if you have a value of 0 in that specific, an effectiveness rating of 0. It just is not allowed that it's below 0. So he's going to try it there. And we have, ooh, look at that. That is a successful conquest. So he did it. Target value goes down by 1. And in addition to that, we also have unrest there. Because if you conquer an area, there'll be always unrest. Now I wonder... Yeah. Can we mark this somehow? I'm not sure if there are markers specifically for the magnet. I mean, there are a few here. Maybe we can do it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna place a marker here to indicate that this belongs to him. Just have to remember that this is his court, but that should be possible. I mean, the fact that this thing is in unrest will make me remember that. Okay, so now he's going to try another conquest, and again he's going to attack the highest social state area adjacent to his empire, and now Poland is included here. So we got to see, this is all a -1 social state, except for Hungary, which is 0. So we're going to try to attack Hungary, and we're going to do that from here, because there we have a social state of 0, so the odds are a little better that we can do a successful attack here. Problem is, we also now have a different language, so maybe it's not possible at all. We might end up with below 0. So that is a 1, and the guy has a wait a minute, the guy has a 5. So plus 0, social state is 0, but we got to subtract 2 for the religion and 2 for the language. So we end up again with 1. Draw a card, and that is not successful, and the base loses another 1. So now we're at 0. We're going to try it again. And also no success here. So the base goes down 1 more. Why isn't there a -2 marker anywhere? Strange. Okay, that's not good for this area here. He's doing a lot of damage in these regions. Well, that means, because there's only 1 card left, the magnates will always keep at least 1 card for defense. So that means for the moment he will not continue attacking Hungary. Then it's the Byzantines, and let's see what event card they draw. Wow, that's the outbreak of heresy. Okay, so let's see what that says. If drawn by a player whose leader is Christian and possesses 1 or more Christian areas in unrest, that is the case here in Adrianople, heresy breaks out in the Christian area in unrest that has the highest combined social state and population value. Okay. The area becomes independent and a heresy marker is placed on its register. If heretical areas is not conquered by a player during his current turn, the heresy spreads. Holy shit, that is not good at all. That is a reason why you don't want unrest in your areas. So first of all, the area becomes independent. And then we also have to place a heretic marker there. There we go. So we have to take that back during this turn. Otherwise, heresy will spread. Okay. Okay, I did taxation, made a bunch of money, that no problems here, I was lucky. And I'm going to try the attack now from Constantinople, and it looks pretty good. I mean, we have a combat value. First we got to pay $2. We have a combat value of 3. Constantinople adds 3. So it's 6. And here, this is same language. We got to subtract 2 for this religion. So it goes down to 4. Well, I might consider throwing in a little bit of money, maybe 3 additional bucks. So I have a value of 7, which is usually a pretty good value. and we'll see what happens, right? And it worked out. It's 6 or more, so we're good. No damage to the target, no damage to the base. Very well. And so we grab the area, and the heresy goes away now. Still, we definitely should do a ruling action here. It's administration, no modifiers. So I think I want to throw in, it's hard to tell, maybe, shit. This is pretty expensive. I'm considering throwing in maybe 3 more bucks. And, well, there is no success, but that's okay. As long as it isn't decreased, the unrest goes away. So that was good. But this whole thing did cost us 2 actions, but it's okay, I think. And I'm considering actually well, I'm not good in doing this. Yeah, okay, what... Not sure what I want to do now, actually. Could try a diplomatic action. Maybe if I build a diplomatic tie with some of these areas here, unrest is not so likely anymore. I think I will try to build a diplomatic tie with Sicily. That costs me $1. And the base value here is my court. Let me see. At the active leader's diplomacy stature and the social state of the base area. So we would have a 6 there. State of the area is 1. Diplomacy stature of the target area's leader is not there. Religion modifier, same religion. So that means we have a and also a language modifier. The language is different, so we have to subtract 3. So overall that would cost us, that's a 6. Minus 3 is 3. We got to spend 1 for the action. And I'm considering to throw in, hard to tell, maybe, I don't think I want to throw in anything. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, awesome. That's a T, that's a diplomatic tie. That is good, because, as I said, that makes rebellion less likely. And if we want to tax these guys, and they start to go into unrest, it kind of sucks, because we have to pay an additional $1 for the ruling action, because we have to go overseas. And we might also I want to also do some fortification action here, because of possible pirates that might show up. So therefore, it's good to have a tie here. Okay, I think I want to try to take Naples. And I'm going to use Greece as my base area. Well, but I can't do that, because the Greeks are not seafaring people. These people are. But if I do it from here, the route wouldn't go through an area of seafaring people, so I would not get the advantage, I guess. That's interesting. I could do it from here though. I could do it from Sicily. Then I would have to pay one additional buck for crossing one ocean, but that's not so bad. And I would end up with a +1 modifier, which evens out with this +1 modifier here. So I got a -2 for the language, -1 for the church, which brings me exactly to 0 with my combat value of 3. But I think I'm going to throw in all my money. Brings me to a +7. So let's see, maybe we can do it. We need one more success to take it out. And we did. Awesome. And we didn't even hurt the target. That's great. So yeah, that's cool. So we managed to take Naples. And that's a nice region. We have a claim already. Now the partial marker goes obviously away. And we have a +1 here. That's pretty awesome. So we only have 2 really bad regions, Macedonia and Apulia. Right now I'm not good in administration, so I might not want to risk ruling actions there before that goes completely off the rails. But overall that sounds all pretty solid here. Cool. Well, is there anything else I can do? Hard to tell. I think I want to risk a ruling action in Adrianople. It's my own language and it's not that hard. There is no modifier, no negative modifier. So I got a 2. And yeah, it works. No, it doesn't work out. But no negative effect. So that's okay. And by the way, you can see here now, we have here a leader check, a 1. So if I had an administration rating of 1, my leader would have died now. But I have a 2, so that doesn't happen. Okay. Now let's see what happens to Charlemagne. And I'm playing this far too slow. But, well, we'll see. Dynastic Inheritance, that is a hold card. And by playing this card, a player may obtain a claim to any one area to which he has a diplomatic tie, or possession of any one area to which he has a claim. Wow, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. That would give him Rome, for example, I think. He has a claim to Rome. In the latter case, the area is already possessed by another player. That player may contest the inheritance by calling a parley to determine the rightful owner of the area. Once played, this card is discarded. Now we could also try to get a diplomatic tie with Venice. Oh no, wait a minute, we need to have a claim to get possession of it. So, yeah, maybe I'm going to use that card to grab Rome. I think I want to do that. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to do that right away. No, wait a minute. Is it possible? Yes, we have a overseas connection of 2 areas, so that makes sense. That's no problem. And is also yeah, that's okay. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take Rome. I mean, taxing these guys and so is a little risky at the moment, because we have to do this all over sea, and our values would be halved because there are 2 sea zones here. So that is kind of tricky. At least as long as we don't own Lombardy. These are seafaring people, so we could trace then a path through this area here. So maybe we should do that pretty soon. But first we got to take care of these unrest areas here. So let's see, I want to do a ruling action in Friesland. And I'm just going to flip the cards here. I mean, it's not that easy, but we'll see what comes up. Ruling, yeah, that's a +1, awesome. So that means the unrest goes away. Sadly, this can't go any higher. Champagne, that's also a +1, and I'm pretty sure we have a higher than 1. So that goes also up. Brings this to a 2. And finally, Ile-de-France. And that was also a success. Very good, very good, very good. That goes even up to a +3. Holy shit. That can be very rich. Then we're going to do an attack versus Lombardy. So we got to pay $2 for that. And let me see what my odds are. We got a 9 plus 2 is 11. Minus 2 is 9. Different language. So that brings me to 6, I think. I think I'm going to throw in a buck. So I'm at 7. I think 7 is a good number. And yeah, we were successful. The target loses 1. That's all that happens. So this goes down to a +1. And it becomes now my possession. Very, very good. Okay. So I wonder if I should do... I think... Oh, and actually we get an unrest there, which kind of sucks. But we can do a ruling action. And I want to do that. And we were successful again. So it goes up again 1 step. And the unrest is removed. Very good, very good. And then I'm going to do taxation. And it was a good turn for me. So next turn, let's check for the raiders on a 1. They will show up, and they will. Okay, now these are the Saracens. And let's see where they might attack. I think it's somewhere in the western Mediterranean here. Let's find out. Okay, so the raiders will try to pillage an area adjacent to the western Mediterranean or the Tyrrhenian Sea. And they're going to attack the area with the highest combined social state and population value. We have 3 areas with 4 each: Granada, Cordova, and Lombardy. And we're going to roll a die to see which one it will be. And it's Lombardy, which is probably a pretty bad choice for the raiders, because there we have Charlemagne, who can try to defend himself, but that will cost him a lot of cards. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean, let's see. Let's see first what the combat statue of the leader is. We have... there we go. This is here the table for the Saracen guys, and the leader statue is a 3 at the moment. And the social state of the base area, so it's overall it's a 7. No, that's not true. The social state is a 0. That is written in the rules of their base area. and the population of the target area is a 2. So that means they have a 5 altogether. 2 is subtracted, no fortification, language modifier and religion modifier. So that is both completely different. So I think that gives them actually an advantage. No, it doesn't give him a disadvantage. Wait a minute. It's an unrelated language and it's a different religion, so that is a 0. Yeah, it's a... So let's see. Okay, I mean his effectiveness rating is a 3. Now I could try to defend myself simply by playing a card, and then my leader combat value would be subtracted, so he would then end up at 0, even less than that. But shit, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of painful to do that. I think I want to allow him a chance here. So yeah, he was successful, sadly. So it goes down by 1. But now, what actually happens, I think so, I want to play that way, because now this is no longer the best target. So now they're going to try to attack one of the others. And this is going to be Cordoba now. And here the situation is a little different because it's the same religion. This is Muslim. Let's see. Okay, well, I checked it and they were below 0 because it's the same religion. So they're not going to attack these areas, but they're going to instead, and here I rolled again a die, they're going to attack Rome. So it's less likely that they plunder or that they pillage areas with their same religion. So they're going to attack Rome, and they have a 4 here. And that was successful. So this goes down to 0. And now we're going to check again between all these +1 areas here. Well, I think there are definitely not 6. I think we have 4 here. Yeah, okay. Now this time it's going to Lombardy, Tuscany. Yeah, this time it's going to be Naples. Well, the guy doesn't... That's a good question. Does he want to risk it? Does he want to play cards to defend himself? He's pretty bad at ruling, so he might actually do it. Okay, so now I'm going to take a defensive action. I'm going to play a card here. And I've got to check if there is a leader check required, which is not the case. So now I can use my combat value and subtract that from his effectiveness rating. So that brings him down to 1. Let's hope for the best here. And fuck, we didn't make it. So again, this goes down by 1 step. This is really painful. These raiders, they can be very nasty, and that's a good reason to build fortifications here in these areas. Okay, so now it's going to be either Lombardy or Tuscany or Sicily. It's going to be Tuscany, which belongs to nobody. So I'm pretty sure we have a 4 there. And yeah, it also goes down 1 space to 0. Lombardy or Sicily. That's what's left. It's Lombardy. Shit. I mean, we only have 1 card left, so this time I think I'm going to also try to defend myself as Charlemagne. Take that last card. Okay, in this case it was a good idea to defend myself, because he definitely doesn't have 5 or more. Well, actually, he wouldn't have that anyway. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, anyway. So, that was a little painful. Let's check for a magnet. Maybe another one will show up. Up to 3 magnets can be on the map. No. So now the magnet will do his thing, and I'm going to do that off camera, and we'll see what happens then. Okay, while attacking Hungary, the magnet actually died. So in the end, he did kind of some damage in this area. He pillaged Hungary once, and then he failed the attack, and this dropped to -3. So yeah, now the magnet is killed, and at the moment, we will let now do the Byzantines do their actions, and we will see the event. And that's another diplomatic coup. That's not a bad thing, but yeah, I mean, he already has one, so it's not that great for him at the moment. Okay, I'm going to do taxation, and then we'll see what happens here. Okay, well, we ruled Trebizond, which was okay. We managed to get the unrest away. Oh yeah, actually, I'm not even sure if I did the taxing and ended up with unrest in Trebizond, but I managed to get that away by a rule action. However, my leader died doing this, so we got to roll for a new one. And let's see, combat. That could be interesting. Yeah, and it's pretty bad, actually. That's a 2. So it drops down to a 2. Let's do it like this. Then we have administration. We had a 2. That's a 4. That might be good. Yeah, that goes up to a 5. That's pretty awesome. Very good. That is really cool. Damn. Where is that? There we have. And diplomacy. We have a 3. So that drops to a 2. Well, okay, at least we got a good administrator. That is worth something. And now we might actually consider yeah, maybe improving some areas here. Maybe Adrianople first. I want to rule there, I guess. I got now an administration of 5. There are no modifiers here. And actually that goes down. Shit. Nah, that was pretty painful. So I got to roll again for... Shit. For revolt, let's see. No, that's safe. Oh man. Wait a minute. I think I want to try Naples then. And to do an endeavor here, there has to be a chain to my court. And in this case, it's okay because it's through through 3 areas. 3 sea areas. That's the maximum, and I can do it because I have a seafaring civilization. But actually, I'm not sure if my administration rating would be halved. That might be the case. That would be pretty painful here. Well, what we can do is actually, we can also follow here through Adrianople, Macedonia, the Adriatic Sea, and then here. And that means we only cross a single sea area. So we have to pay $1 to do it. And because we don't move through this sea area here. That's a little weird, I think. But yeah, I guess that's how it actually works. I find that always a little confusing. So I guess I have to pay $1 here, because we're not crossing the sea area where this symbol is shown. And yeah, let's see what the modifiers are. It's not going to be that easy. We have a -3 modifier, which brings us to 2. Do I want to improve that? Well, I might actually considering doing a diplomatic tie first. I think that's, well, my diplomacy sucks. But still, then the odds for revolution would not be that bad. I think I want to give it a shot. So let's see. I think I want to spend $3 to do it. So I'm at 5 if I'm not mistaken now. And that was a success. Very good. So that brings me up to 1. And now I'm actually considering building fortifications in these areas. Maybe first in Sicily. Let's see how that works. Okay, so for a fortification action, we gotta add the active leader's administration, social state of the base area, which is the court, I guess, and the population of the target area, which is Sicily. So that means we have a 10 here, which is pretty impressive. And then we got to subtract the language and religion modifier. Religion is the same. But I want to check that anyway. Sometimes it's a little different. No, in this case, yeah, we only have a different language. So it goes down to an 8. But still, that's really impressive. So we're going to see how it turns out. And we got to pay $3 for that, by the way. And yeah, we managed to do that. But the base will lose 1 because we are at 8. But still, that was kind of cool. So that costs us $3. And then we got to wait a minute. We got to we get a marker there exactly. So let's find a fortification. There we go. Now that is a 2, and that is useful to avoid rebellions and also against attacks. And we can even upgrade this, doing another fortification action, then we can flip this to a 3. But for now, I guess that's a good start. Might help against the pirates. We'll see about that. So another event for Charlemagne. Leader dies heirless. Well, he can ignore that event simply because of that special rule in this scenario. He's safe till the year 801. Now, basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get rid of the unrest here, and then I'm going to try to attack Tuscany and maybe try to increase the social state of some of these areas here, which are at 0. They are easy to rule. That could be definitely an option here. Okay, let's do another turn. last one, and maybe we can do it a little quicker. I've rolled for raiders, for magnet, nothing happens here. So that says recognition of claim. If a player possesses an area to which another player has a claim, that player may obtain a claim to that area by playing this card. If a player possesses a diplomatic tie to an area to which one or more players have claims, that player may obtain a claim to the area through the play of this card. Well, that's not so bad. It's another hold card. So I don't really see... Well, Anatolia could be an option, but maybe that is actually more valuable. It seems too easy. I think I want to hold that card. Okay, I mean, now I have here a problematic situation. I'm now adjacent to Charlemagne here. He controls now Rome. And he managed to grab Tuscany. I don't know if I mentioned that. So therefore, there is now a direct connection to his court in Lorraine. And that means, of course, that he can now attack Naples. Now the thing is, if he really wants to do it, we're fucked. There is no doubt about that. His combat rating of 9 against my combat rating of 2, and compared to all the money he has about $50, and he didn't even tax this turn. Apart from that, he can go after us because of his better initiative. So that means basically that, yeah, I mean, we could keep, we have to decide in advance how many options for defense we want to keep. So this all kind of sucks. And I really don't know what to do here. If I want to try to hold the area, or if I want to say right away, hey, you know, I cannot keep it, it's not going to happen. But that's painful. If I build a fortification here, it would cost me money, and it's probably not worth a lot. Nah, I don't think I want to do it. I don't think I want to build a fortification there at all. So therefore, could even try to grab Sicily, which is definitely an attractive target. That's really painful. It really is. Okay, you know what? I'm a good administrator. I'm going to try to build a fortification anyway. So let's pay the $3 here. No, it's actually, is it 3? No, I think it's only $2 because we only cross that sea area here. It's not like Sicily. We only cross a single sea area, which still makes it $3 because it doesn't go through the seafaring people's sea area. Okay, so yeah, let's see. We have a pretty high rating. Let's see what we get. We have a +2. Yeah, I think I simply want to flip my card and check what we get. And it's a simple result. Awesome, very good. So that places then a fortress here. I don't know if that's enough to impress Charlemagne, but hey, it's something, you know. Maybe it is, maybe not. It's hard to tell. Apart from that, we could try to do some rule actions, maybe 1 or 2, and keep maybe, I don't know, I might keep 2 cards, or maybe even 3 cards for defensive purposes here. Maybe that's actually what I want to do. So I'm going to rule here in my court area. And even if it drops, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think there could be unrest actually. But still, it's tempting to do. So we got a 5. So but I got a fortress there, so that should be pretty safe. Okay, it's a +1. Very good. So that brings that up to a 3 again. And I think I'm going to keep the other 3 cards for defense purposes here. And then it's Charlemagne, and he draws an event. And that is also a recognition of claim. Huh. Interesting. Do I want to use that? I think I might want to keep it for now. Now it's an interesting question. Do we want to move against Naples or not? It nearly seems like a waste of resources, right? I think I'm going to roll a die. And on a 6 I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Doesn't make too much sense. There are still lots of areas here to grab, lots of place to expand. I mean, of course, we could try to piss off this player, but in the end, it could be an expensive war just for that single space. I don't know. It's not the best thing to do, I guess. Different language and all, so yeah. So I guess first I want to do 1 or 2 rule actions. As I already said, especially in these areas where we have 0 at the moment. Swabia, let's do it in Swabia for example. That's a +1, very good. And maybe in, I don't know, let's say in Anjou. Maybe another one in Swabia actually, because it's my own territory, so that's always a good thing. That's another +1. Just improving the income a little bit. And now I might consider attacking Bavaria. And I can do that now from Swabia, so it's also an advantage here. So that shouldn't be too hard. I'm not going to pay anything. I got to pay $2, of course. And I did it. The target will lose 1, sadly. But we control the area here now. And yeah, fine. We did a very successful taxation again. I tend to take only 1 from these big areas here in France, simply because I don't want to risk unrest here. But anyway, I ended up with, I think, $16 here, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, I'm considering now to expand. We got 2 cards left. So I guess I want to take out Verona at that point. That would work perfectly. So I got to spend $2 here. Let's see, we got, if we attack from Switzerland, we got an 11, makes it a 10. I guess we end up at 8 then, because of the different language. And that was not successful. So this drops down by 1. And actually, I think we will see an unrest in Switzerland because of that. Because if there's a failed endeavor and the base drops down, yeah, we'll see an unrest there. So it kind of sucks. That means I want to lose my last card to rule in Switzerland. And I was successful. So this goes away again and this goes up again. Okay, fine. Well, actually, yeah, exactly. Now, this guy had 3 cards left for defense purposes, and he's got to check these 3 cards if his leader dies. And because he didn't do any endeavors, we will always check for the administration in this specific case here. So let's see, we have here none, none, and none. Okay, so we're good. Nobody dies. And that's then the end of that turn. And I'm going to load this up. I don't actually know how long it was. It might have been longer than I thought, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. And yeah, hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye. By the way, I realized when I took Bavaria, I forgot to place an unrest here. I mean, I would have tried to rule there first, but now I'm going to just leave it like that and hope that no magnet will show up there. Okay, see you then.